The Muskogee Creek Nation held an official ceremony in order to recognize November as National Native American Heritage Month.
As you all know, President Obama has proclaimed this National Native American Heritage Month throughout the United States. Different states all throughout the United States have acknowledged this as well, by each governor signing a proclamation, even the governor of Oklahoma who has signed the proclamation. But we want to welcome you all out here. You know, this is something that we want to bring light to and attention to because it's very significant to us as Muskogee Creek citizens, because we have a very long, colorful history, very historic past, and it's always good to remember and memorialize our ancestors in any way we can. So we do that by ourselves commemorating National American Heritage Month.
A special hymn in the Native American language was offered before the presentation.
At this time to come to the podium, the mayor of the city of Okmulgee to read his proclamation. Stephen Baldridge.
Thank you. It's always my honor and my great privilege to do this proclamation. And the Creek Nation is such an integral part of Okmulgee and its heritage and its city. And we're honored to be the capital for the Muskogee Creek Nation. I would like to read this proclamation to you. Whereas the history of the culture of our great nation has been significantly influenced by American Indians and indigenous people, and whereas the contributions of American Indians have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and the greatness of America today, and whereas their customs and traditions are respected and celebrated as part of a rich legacy throughout the United States, and whereas Native American Awareness Week began in 1976 and recognized as expanded by the Congress and approved by President George W. Bush in 1990, designating the month of November as National American Indian Heritage Month, and whereas in the honor of National American Heritage Month, community celebrations as well as numerous cultural, artistic, educational, and historical activities have been planned. Now, therefore, I, Stephen Randall Baldridge, Mayor, City of Okmulgee, hereby proclaim the month of November American Indian Heritage Month in the City of Okmulgee. Thank you. I would like to present this proclamation to Chief Tiger. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mayor Bill Baldridge. I'd like to just at this time talk about the great relationship that is being fostered continually with the City of Okmulgee, and certainly you're a great addition as the mayor of the City of Okmulgee.
Thank you.
Okay. And at this time, I'll ask Principal Chief Tiger to read the proclamation from the Muskogee Creek Nation.
Thank you very much, Edwin. Good afternoon, everyone. I believe it's fitting that we're in this room and in this building that holds such a significance, historic value not only to Muskogee, but to this community. As I was walking into the building, I couldn't help but think of those forefathers that established the government as we see it today, and following the guidance and the wisdoms of our forefathers in our original homelands back in the Southeast. I could sense that as they would meet upstairs, whether it was at a different time, I believe those words and those encouragements fit what we do today, and especially what the mayor and I are doing today. I believe that they would have said, Nita Ojan, Stihet Kogi, Istija Dogi Doyat, Timaneja Hanitan Dois. There's going to be a day and time when those of us that are Muskogee people and those that are friends with the major society, one day will get together and be as one. And I believe by being able to share these proclamations today that we're following those words of wisdom that was passed down throughout the generations. And Mayor, I appreciate the relationship that we have with the city of Okmulgee. I believe that we've only scratched the surface, if you will, of being able to work together and to see this community grow once again. I always use the analogy, being a former sports broadcaster, knowing that one time we were one of the top athletic programs in 4A, and now that we're down to 3A, that tells me we need to have jobs here. Yes. So now I know that's one of the things that we're working together on. Having said all that, I want to read this proclamation declaring the month of November 2014 as National American Indian Heritage Month. Proclamation by my office of the Muskogee Creek Nation. Whereas the history and culture of our great nation have been significantly influenced by our ancestors and other indigenous peoples. And whereas the contributions of American Indians have enhanced the freedom, prosperity, and greatness of our society today, and whereas our culture and traditions should always be respected and celebrated as part of a rich legacy throughout the United States, and whereas the Muskogee Creek Nation government remains committed to self-preservation, self-determination, and the right of tribal governments to build and strengthen our own communities while striving to protect our sovereignty, and whereas in honor of National American Indian Heritage Month community celebrations, as well as numerous cultural, artistic, educational, and historical activities have been planned across the United States, be it resolved that I, George Tiger, Principal Chief of the Muskogee Creek Nation, hereby proclaim the month November 2014 as National American Indian Heritage Month for Muskogee Creek Nation. I urge every Muskogee citizen to take this month to observe appropriate celebrations, ceremonies, and activities for the month of November. I here to set my hand and seal on the 6th day of November 2014, signed George Tiger, Principal Chief of the Muskogee Creek Nation. I don't know of any other tribe here in Oklahoma or across the country that are able to get together and do a dual proclamation to recognize this month as we are here in our capital city and with the city of Okmulgee. And I think that we may have set a precedent last year, Mayor, when we did this, and we will continue. With that, I want to thank everyone for coming and appreciate all of you for being here. As you know, we no longer are those that have things that's happened in the past. We don't dwell on those. We move forward. And I believe this is a good example of that. Thank you very much.
Just wanted to close this out real quickly and to introduce myself again. My name is Justin Giles. I am the interim director of our Cultural Center and Archives Department, and our department is responsible and oversees this building that we're standing in. So we are very proud to hold events like this in here. This is the purpose of this building, is to do government relations, tribal relations, and again have fellowship here too. You may have smelled some stew and some chili in here. So I was visiting with my surrogate mothers over there, the Hotkis of Rita, Lena, and Pearl, going over some other events in honor of Native American Heritage Month. So with that, real quickly, as Edwin had mentioned, our department is managing and producing the Muskogee Adalwa Festival, the Muskogee People Festival in Washington, D.C. That's at the Smithsonian National Museum of the American Indian. That'll be the 14th, 15th, and 16th. That's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're going to have, again, a representation of our church groups, our hymnal singers. We'll have one of our ceremonial grounds, our artists and artisans, and food, and our tribal government, as Edwin said, will be shared not only to the United States and its citizens, but to the world, as Washington, D.C. is obviously an international hub in the world here, too. But also, just to let you know some other things that our department has been doing. Just recently, we premiered the Dawes Commission film that was done at the Orpheum Theater this past weekend. Had a great showing with that here for our citizens and also for the Okmulgee citizens as well. That will also be premiering in Washington, D.C. with us. But then again, I want to invite everybody that's here. Our department has just produced an exhibit honoring our Muskogee history and culture at the Woody Guthrie Center. We are having a viewing reception tonight, so that is open for anybody that wants to come downtown on the Guthrie Green, downtown Tulsa, from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. Also, that exhibit will be up through the end of February, I believe, and it's really just a quick little snippet from contact of Europeans all the way up to who we are today. So in the light and kind of the message of Native American History Month, we want to make sure that the department represents our people well, again, from our churches to our ceremonial grounds to our employees, so we can all, again, continue to honor our heritage and continue our legacy here, too. And one last thing here, we will have some more fiddle dances in this building here. I think we'll have another one scheduled later this month, but into December. And then meeting with Pearl, Lena, and Rita there. Looks like we're looking later this month, possibly November 29th, is we're going to have essentially an honoring our ancestors event here, where we're going to have spaces for families to come in and really have a little reception, if you will, a little display of any family member that may have passed on, any elders that are recognized in our history, to honor those ancestors here too. Again, recognizing Native American Heritage Month and making sure that this council house continues to have life in it. And I'll leave with you that this is going under a renovation project here, just signed and had our architects sign offs here. So we're going to be really having a groundbreaking for the renovation and restoration of the council house, probably beginning of early spring. So again, a lot of things going on in Muskogee Creek Nation, remembering our ancestors. And with that, Madoka, thank you for being here. Mayor, thank you for being here. Chief again too, and Edwin for emceeing here. So on behalf of the Cultural Center and Archives Department, Madoka for coming to the house here. Madoka.
Mark, thanks for coming out today. All of you former council members, all of the citizens, the community of Okmulgee, the press, the media, thanks for coming out. And Mayor Baldridge, I think maybe we rushed the gun buying this thing back for $3 million. We'd have waited for you. Maybe we get it a little cheaper. Thank you all. Madoka.